The annual Maxxis TKM Festival always delivers exciting race action, including the greatest kart race in history. It's the longest running karting festival in the world, based on a single make kart engine. If you like your racing up close, personal and spicy, you're in the right place. Karting's been through some tough times in recent years, and for some that trend continues. But for TKM, 2016 has seen a huge resurgence in the number of competitors, not least at the British Championship level. Earlier, I spoke to the TKM coordinator Graham Butterworth and asked him to explain why TKM is bucking the karting trend.
Well, we try very hard to give the drivers what they want, and I think we managed to do that in a couple of ways. With Super 1, we changed the format there. We managed to reduce it down so it's a shorter weekend for them. Massive response. You know, we've got 4 times as many people in seniors as last year. Here at the festival, well, we keep on a good format, we hope, for people. We've got something like 20 people more this year, so it's great news again. And we've also seen growth in the class quite generally, with people moving in now to a slightly different format with the class, using the Easy Start tag engines.
You say 4 times as many as Super 1. I'll correct you there. It's actually more than 5 times as many this year in Super 1. And we've seen a lot of people coming back to karting as well. That's quite interesting, isn't it? At Super 1 level, we've seen people not been in the sport for 3 years. All of a sudden, they made a comeback.
Yeah, I think we've always had this feeling that Super 1's great, but some people are spending 4 days there for a race meeting. It's a hell of a long time in terms of cost, a time element and so forth. And we knew drivers wanted to race, but over less period of time. We created our club championship in order to do that for people, so they could race with less time involved. It proved very successful. This year it's nosedive because those people are now going and doing Super 1 instead, so it's fulfilled a function, and it's great to see more people out there racing at Super 1 level.
And the interesting thing about TKM, I remember years ago people saying, well, you can't win with a tag engine, a touch and go engine, electronic start. It has to be direct drive. Abby Pulling, of course, last year comes into Super 1, swaps from cadet to TKM halfway through the year with a tag engine. Typically you would think, well, that's not going to work. She starts setting fastest lap after fastest lap at the British Championships, and now all of a sudden everyone's buying tag engines, I think.
Yeah, it's very strange. Some years ago we introduced the clutch version, and Ben Klupas won the British Championship using a clutch, but still everyone was saying, oh, the clutch is slower. It's not. We produced the tag engine some years ago for 3 years. Nothing has changed on it. It's exactly the same. And the paddock gossip used to be, oh, you don't want a tag engine, it's slower. Suddenly now the paddock gossip is saying, actually, you want a tag engine, they're really quick. We've done nothing to it. It's exactly the same. But it's lovely to see people going out buying them. It does have the advantage that it's easy to start. If you do have a moment out there on a circuit, then you don't have to worry about push starting again or whatever. You're straight off and away. So we are seeing a lot of drivers moving in that direction, both juniors and seniors. And to be honest, it is a hell of a lot easier. It has its disadvantages. It weighs a little bit more. It costs a little bit more. But if you're not worried about weight, then there are a lot of advantages there.
And every season we discuss the ones to watch, who you think are going to be right up there in each of the classes. Who do you think this year?
Well, in juniors, I think there are 4 outstanding drivers. Bradley White, Abby Pulling, Adam Sparrow and Joe Fowler. They're all incredibly quick. I think we're going to see them pretty much nose to tail out there. Yes, there are other people who are going to be quick, but I think the winners are going to come out of those 4. I'd be very surprised if they don't. In seniors, well, there's an interesting one. Ryan Cole has come back out of retirement. He won the top award there last year in the Festival Elite. He's back again this year. I think he's going to be very quick. Who's going to challenge him? Well, I don't know. You've got people like Simon Verco, who's very quick. Dave Porter's come out of retirement to see if he can win it again. He should be pretty quick. Very difficult to say, but you've got some new people coming through. Matt Taylor, for example, up from juniors last year, now into seniors. He should be very quick as well. So I think there's going to be some very, very close racing. The big question, of course, can anyone pull off the race win in both the Elite final and the O-Plate final to do the perfect double for the weekend?
Can't wait to see Joe Porter next time. I shall be calling him Dave forever now. Graham Trigger Butterworth there, renaming the two-time British champion. Jake.
Here we go, TKM Festival time. This is the Indy 500 weekend of British karting. And Leanna Page and Lucas Sullivan will start the TKM Festival Cup from the front row. And away we go to the first corner here at Kimbolton, into Stowe. And Leanna Page is already under some massive pressure. She holds it on the inside part of the apex. We've got a spinner towards the back. Can't quite see who that is. It's Megan Lawson, apparently, spun out on turn 1, and Leanna Page has lost the lead early, unfortunately. So Leanna Page dropping back into second position. Taking the advantage then, it's Joel Oswick, who started with her on the front row of the grid. So Oswick leading, Page in second, and there is Megan Lawson restarting. So hopefully she'll be able to make her way back through the field. But in the fight already, Oswick has got the upper hand on Leanna Page as they go through the Kestrel corner into Kimbolton turn and back onto the Heinz straight once again. And Leanna Page is getting back onto the tail of Joel Oswick quickly. She wants to get into the lead up the inside, and Page has already taken back that lead from Joel Oswick.
Through turn 1.
Oh, contact!
Yeah, a couple of carts off there. Francis Jones, the 32, Thomas Renault, the 69. Only novices in the field, and they managed to find each other through turn 1, Jake.
Disastrous that they've both ended their race at the same point on the same bit of tarmac. Lucas Sullivan having a great dive up the inside for third place. He makes the move there beautifully, and that was a very close call as well. Leanna Page, though, is your race leader, having taken the lead back again. But Lucas Sullivan, the back end slides, big start for Sullivan. Somehow he keeps the kart pointing in the right direction. That was very tight indeed. And battling away with him there is the 76 of Thomas Evans, trying to come around the outside. Two karts there at the back. One of them is going to try and restart by the look of it.
You can see they're obviously both on direct drive engines there, Jake. We pointed that out in Graham's interview earlier. Oh, and the 43 taking a very wide line there through that turn. That was Lewis Rushforth. They go up towards the top of the circuit, down Weldon corner. We're just saying the direct drive engines, of course, that is a direct drive engine, looks like. Has to be pushed to restart, but they're obviously having some sort of issue with it.
Yeah, Thomas Renault is the one who's going to get the restart by the look of it. He'll go down at least a lap, possibly two by the time these guys come back past the straight. But Leanna Page holding on to the lead. Joel Oswick second, Sullivan third. The 76 in fourth place still, Tom Evans. And then we've got yellow flags waving into the first corner, of course. So having to back out of the move there. Who was that trying to get through? I think it was Reese Cullen-Jones trying to get the move on Adam Crofts-Davies. Now we're back on the drone, looking down at Joel Oswick, trying to chase down Leanna Page to take back the lead. Lucas Sullivan in his slipstream up the inside and goes for the move into Weldon. Beautiful overtake there from Sullivan, and he's into P2.
Fantastic move by Lewis there into Dan Weldon corner. It's a classic overtaking opportunity, as is the next corner. Just staying with the carts, they come towards us. Pick out your favourite drivers.
Well, 22, Owen Mills had his arm in the air on the way down the straight. I wonder if he's got a mechanical problem at this early stage, Alan. It's very unusual to be having your hand in the air when you're not in the midst of a battle. Has he got a problem, perhaps?
I'm not sure. Lucas Sullivan there was having a look up the inside at turn 1, but thought better of it as they come out down towards the bus stop, now renamed Derrick's Corner. So in the background, carts through the left-hander and then right-handed up into, this is Dan Weldon now, used to be called Hanger. The 80 in third place there. Looking good, Joel Oswick still in the mix.
Well, fifth position. Let's talk about the two karts that are battling away for fifth place. Led at the moment by Maria Bright, who's worked her way up from the rear end of the grid. She's now up to P5, chasing down the leading four as Leanna Page looks over her shoulder, defends to the inside. Sullivan dives for the inside, opens up the gap and goes through, and Oswick's going to get there as well. Beautiful move.
Oh, that was a huge dummy there, right out of Mother Care's playbook. Switch from left to right, up the inside. Fantastic move. That is Maria Bright picked out there. Finished 11th in the pre-final, so started this final in 11th place. Got a 10-second penalty though, so she was slightly out of position. She's through to 5th, but probably needs something to happen with these four in front if she's going to get anywhere near a podium place.
And she's got some pressure from behind her as well, because on her tail is Dan McKeown, the 73. Here comes Oswick trying to challenge Sullivan for the lead. Page is to his left as well. Down the straight, Tom Evans is sat there in fourth position waiting for an opportunity. Page looks to the inside, gets second place. Evans is going to go through past both of them. Magnificent opportunistic move from Evans up to second.
Great move through the willows onto Yumitsu straight here. Evans through to second place. What can he do from there? That's the 80 Oswick, who was leading early, now back to fourth place, up to Dan Weldon Corner, renamed a few years ago, in fact, was Hanger Corner, renamed after the 1993 British champion.
Yes, of course, the man who went on to become an Indy 500 winner twice over before his tragic death at Las Vegas in 2011. An IndyCar hero and a British national treasure. It's great to have him immortalised forever at his beloved Kim Bolton circuit. Sullivan still leading here. Evans, Page, Oswick, Maria Bright hanging on to this fifth position in front of the 73 of McKeown. And who's that that's crept into the battle in seventh position? That's the 61 of Harry Nunn, who's moved into play. And then comes that man we saw battling it out earlier on, Reece Cullen-Jones, who's in eighth position. So these four at the front, their battling is allowing these three drivers to get closer into the mix.
Yep, Bright, McEwen and Nunn, no doubt, getting slightly closer to the four in front. This could become a 7-kart train once these four in front start battling. As we come towards the business end, the three in behind will become very much part of the mix.
I think Nunn managed to get past McKeown. Yes, he did, up to sixth position, and you're absolutely right. They're battling for the lead. Oh, Evans left that overtaking move late, and he didn't make it stick. Oswick's going to get the opportunity to go past Page and Evans. So back into second position, and that's going to bring these three back into play. Well, you were talking about a train of karts. Well, it definitely looks as though we're going to get one now. Evans, he seemed to hesitate, and Oswick's gone wide. Oswick's lost it.
Oh, that's all his own work as well. Nobody else involved. Off on the grass at Derrick, so that's a shame for Joel Oswick, who was running so well, but a big mistake there, puts two wheels on the grass and round he goes. Unfortunate for Joel, but he'll live to fight another day. One lap further on, same leader, but here comes Leanna Page down the inside of Evans for second place. Maria Bright has got that much closer, there she is, and she's just dropping the 61 in behind Harry Nunn, who's inherited fifth place into the last lap, Jake.
Now let's see who is going to get the victory here as Page tries to go the long way round the outside of Lucas Sullivan. Nothing doing. Unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of space to get that one done. And we've seen a couple of drivers who have the steely nerve to try it in the past. Sullivan, his arm is in the air there in frustration. It's almost as if Leanna Page is nerfing him down the straight. And up to third position behind them has come Maria Bright. So we could well see two females on the podium in the same race here as Maria Bright is getting away from those three behind. Page is trying again. Contact with Sullivan. Up and over the wheel. Has she had to hang back? Yes, she does. An opportunity to go for the victory. Let's look. She rides over the rear wheel. Up and over. She has to back out of it to avoid taking them both out. So Sullivan gets the victory. Page in second, Bright in third. Absolutely brilliantly done by Sullivan. He holds on for the victory in the Festival Cup. Thomas Evans is fourth in front of Dan McKeown and Reece Cullen-Jones. Fastest lap of the race, Lucas Sullivan. Joel Oswick could well have been in that mix as well. Here's Trigger with the podium.
You had a really busy race, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really busy, but got my head down and just kept going to get to the front.
And there were some real scraps there towards the end as well, so good result for you.
Yeah, really good result.
Right. That last lap, I think the two of you nearly took each other off, didn't you? You were both fighting so hard.
Yeah, we went in for the gap, but the gap went.
Wasn't there? Okay, so good result for you?
Yeah, it was all right.
Well done then. And taking the win then, Lucas. So great scrap all race long for you and a good result.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty poor weekend. We were hoping for more for the elite final, but yeah, it's a good finish to the day.
Great win for Lucas Sullivan in the Junior Festival Cup. The Extreme Festival Cup is up next.